People, welcome to Reflo'S TV. Thank you always for engaging on our page, for feeding on our content. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for the shares. We urge you to do more. This is Reflo'S Church Girl, and I've come your way once again for another conversation. Today, we're asking a question. Why do women hate one another? Why do women hate one another? But do not forget that this video is powered by Reflo'S TV and Reflo'S Sanitary pads. Your well-being is our number one priority because you deserve the best. As always, I am no expert on this subject. I'll give you my perspective as far as this topic is concerned. So why do women hate one another? Very honestly, this statement leaves me with a lot of thoughts. I like to say that whilst I may not be in 100% support of this notion, this narrative, some way, somehow, it is true that human beings generally, at certain point in time, do hate one another. In the same vein, I believe that women, at certain points in time, harbor hatred for their friends, for their colleagues, for their contemporaries, for one another. And today we're asking ourselves, why does this happen? In the course of this conversation, I'll chip in a story, a personal experience, something I have gone through before, and share with you what I picked from that situation. But let me first of all talk about envy. Envy is a characteristic I feel threatens so many relationships. It brings about chaos in societies and so many environments in our space. Many women are seen having hatred, harboring hatred for other women just because they are envious of them. They feel discontented. They feel resentful towards them. They feel they have things that they imagine not having. And this feeling alone, this thought alone, creates in them some passion, some pain, and they end up exhibiting hatred for these people. It is not because these people have done anything to them. It is just because they feel these people have certain things or certain qualities they would have wished they would have. But just because they do not have it, they exhibit hatred towards these people, envy. And let me talk about my story. My university experience was a very wonderful one. And this is a story I've shared with quite a number of people who are close to me. In the university, I found myself in a company of certain people. I remember there was this one person who would act oddly towards me at a certain point in time. I realized that whatever she was doing was geared towards intimidating me. And it will be interesting for you to note that it was not because I had done anything to her. After I had assessed the situation, I realized that this individual felt that I had certain qualities that would make me be rated over her amongst our groups of friends. So you would find her at a certain point in time throwing a jab at me, passing unnecessary comments, and trying to rope people in just so they laugh at me. Things that I inclined myself to, things I thought were meaningful to me, things that I thought I was gearing towards, as far as my self-development or my personal development was concerned. I knew very well for a fact that these were things this individual wished they had done, but would just use these grounds to intimidate me. And it was something this person did constantly. And had it not been for something I wielded, I would have fallen prey to this. And this will take me to my second point, the lack of confidence. So many women have found themselves in situations where they have a difficulty of accepting themselves, of feeling confident in their own skin, of feeling confident about themselves. And so they use all ways and means possible to bring other women down. And most often than not, I ask myself, what is the rationale behind such an exhibition? What do you gain from hating on somebody just because you cannot feel confident about what you have? The lack of confidence have led so many women to hate on other women. They have not been confident of what they are. They have not been confident of their own journeys. They just tend to hate other people for what they have. I exhibited confidence in this process. I'll tell you that this posture from this person continued for a good 4 years. And I did not budge at any point in time. I'm not to present myself as a 100% perfect person, but I kept something at the back of my mind. I knew what I wanted. I knew where I was going. I knew about my positives. I knew about my negatives. And I knew what I wanted to do with my life as far as my journey in the university was concerned. I did not fall for any of that. That leads me to my third point of self-awareness. When an individual knows who they are, when they know their features, their traits, their characteristics, when they know where they want to get to, they do not allow certain things to move them. They do not allow certain things to get to them. A typical woman who does not know herself, who does not know the things she should do to herself to improve on, who does not know who to align with to even better themselves, will end up hating on another individual because they do not have that element of self-awareness. My exhibition of self-awareness, knowing what I wanted, in spite of everything that was happening around me, I stayed focused. I stayed on the goal. I knew where I was going to, and I was never going to allow myself to be pinned down. At the end of the day, you'll be asking yourself, what do you get from hating on another woman? What do you get from being envious of another woman? What do you get if you fail to exhibit the needed confidence and the needed self-awareness? Hatred does not yield any benefits. Rather, it creates in us other negative passions like pain. And this pain and whatever consequences it brings about are counterproductive. They are not worthwhile. At the end of the day, you would realize that the person that you are hating on is going on, and you will find yourself caught up in a cycle of self-defeat, of mediocrity, and of no improvement in your life. So I would say, as someone who has gone through such a situation, I would urge my fellow women out there that we should be willing to embrace the differences that other people bring on board. I have always said that we are gifted with unique qualities and unique traits. And the value and the happiness of living together and possessing different and distinctive qualities is in learning from one another each day, each time, and not hating on person A, B, C just because you want to be them. And so, my fellow woman, I would urge you today, accept yourself. Be confident. Tolerate and acknowledge what other people have. Know what you're worth. Know where you're going to. Look at the woman next to you. What is it that you can pick from her? How can you align with her so that you can be better? How can she better your life? How can you also better her life? Hatred, I would say again, does not yield any positive benefits. It is rather demeaning, it will rather defeat you, and it will rather get you trapped in a cycle of mediocrity. Do not forget that this video is powered by Reflo'S TV and Reflo'S sanitary pads. Your well-being is the #1 priority because you deserve the best. Every day, I would say this, there is dignity in doing things right. Let us find ways and means of living right, of doing things right. And together, we will be able to get to the mark we set for ourselves. Hashtag Reflo'S Church Girl. Signing out. We'll come to you next Monday with another exciting content. Do not forget to feed on this. Do not forget to call in other people to watch us and also feed on this.